All right. Go ahead and grab your block. If you're not standing up on it already, do so. About 6 inches from the wall, and put the balls of your feet up there and allow your heels to hang down. And then go right into some butt squeezes. Let's get the rotation out of our pelvis in case there is anything there. Find your butt muscles, squeeze and release your glutes. Just notice position of your pelvis, position of your rib cage, position of your shoulders. And as you squeeze and release your glutes, does it feel relatively even? And then go into a shoulder squeeze. Squeeze your shoulder blades behind your back, down into that middle part of your back. But notice if your rib cage just wants to pop forward when you do that. So see if you can bring the shoulder blades around, but keep the rib cage in that good spot. Squeeze and release. And just notice, do you have one side or the other of your body pulling in a different way? Maybe because of an injury, or maybe because something else going on. You want to bring back some balance to the two sides. How do we lengthen the tight parts and strengthen the weak parts? So if those of us have shoulders that are a little rounded forward and the pec that's a little tight, bringing that around is part of what we're after. Good. Then up onto your toes and let it slide down. Let the ankle stay in good alignment all the way up, all the way down, past neutral 10 times. Then find your soleus by bending your knees. Find some different calf muscles. Do the same thing. You're going to get deeper into that lower leg. Toes all the way engaging, all the way up, all the way down. And then step off your block. Just stand there. And then spread your fingers as wide as possible and make a fist. Find the deepest muscles in your arms and hands, all the way out, all the way in. All the way out, all the way in.
Rescues playing this weekend. Party Home Series starts at 7 Friday and Saturday.
Bend your elbows, take it into an external rotation. See if you can bring your arms all the way back to the wall. Can you get your fingernails to touch the wall? Hold that and then bring it back. If you can't get it there, just do the best you can to externally rotate. So shoulder blades stay pretty stable. Head of the humerus in the shoulder socket, rotating back, finding that rotator cuff. That's what we're gonna find today. Also, so that's all these muscles back in there. And they are muscles that shut down if the shoulders out of alignment. They get weak, stop functioning. Good, bring them back, find it. And notice, if it's easy for you to do this, notice if there's also a lot of movement happening in the shoulder blade. You want that arm bone function. with the shoulder blade, but we don't want them to move too much. So how do we get that controlled movement where it needs to happen? Excellent. Okay, staying at the wall, head, shoulders, butt to the wall. Let's go arms, bend at the elbow, take it up, let the entire shoulder glide all the way up toward your ears. Go ahead and lift all the way up, and then elbows down, shoulders down, and release. Bend, slide all the way up, elbows down, shoulders down. Couple more. Nice. Now see if you can keep your shoulders down and bring your arms out to the side and then up, and let the bottom edge of that shoulder blade rotate in towards your middle back so it goes in towards your upper back, and then bring your arms down. So the shoulder blade moves with the arm bone, but this time the shoulders are staying kind of down and back. Now go ahead and take your low back almost to flat. And that's going to put a pull on the front of the thighs and try to walk back. So many of us have tight front thigh muscles. So I just want you to go into a posterior tilt a little bit, tuck your tailbone down, and then walk your legs back and just hold it there. And feel a pull on the front of those thighs and breathe. Low belly working. And then let your back come back to neutral. Do it one more time. Tuck your tailbone, move toward flat low back. Pull on the front of the thighs. For those of us that have a little too much arch in our back, this is a good one. Finding that quad or hip flexor that needs a little bit of opening. And release back to neutral. Good. Go back to your glutes one more time. Find your butt muscles. Soft knees, so quads are not engaged. Squeeze and release your butt muscles once more. Tighten, release. Tighten, release. And just note, are you getting an even contraction on both sides? As you do that, it shouldn't really alter the position of your back. You should be in a neutral position. Squeezing your glutes should keep you neutral. But if you have one side of your pelvis that's tipped out of alignment, you may notice it's harder to squeeze. Tighten, release. Tighten, release. Squeeze, release. Good. Come away from the wall. Take 1 foot forward. Keep 1 foot back so there's about 6 inches between your feet into a short foot position. Bend your knees, ears over your shoulders, over your hips, and then lift and lower your front toes in that short foot. So we're in a little bit of a split hip position. Lift and lower your toes on your front foot. Find the muscles at the bottom of your feet, all the way up into your calves. Maybe you feel hamstring or even outer hip. Press, lift, press and lift. And then switch. Lift and press. 20 more. Check that back foot. Make sure that back foot is really straight. Good. First side again. 20 more. Press, release, press, release. Switch. Second time, second side. And come down onto your hands and knees. Round and arch your back. 10 times. Feeling your shoulder blades slide around your rib cage. And come down onto your belly. Grab your blocks. Place them straight out from your hands. Let your forehead come down. And then find the position where your arms are out in that T shape. Put them up on the block and then lift them up higher 10 times. As you go up, find the muscles in your middle back that help hug the shoulder blades toward the spine. Lift and lower. And then push them up so that they're at a 45-degree angle. Same thing. Hold them up there. Take a deep breath. Lift and lower. And then straight over your head. Same thing. Excellent. Keep them up there now. Just roll that upper arm bone out. Take some deep breaths. We'll hold this for a full minute. Stay there. Breathe. Feel the muscles on the side, the serratus and the lat, that lat's having to be in a lengthened position right now. Those deep muscles in your body are working to extend your upper back, a little bit in the low back, working all the way into that new position. And then out to the corners of your mat, same thing. And straight out from your shoulders in that T shape. One more. Turning your hands all the way up so that big rotation is happening. Finding the rotator cuff in the back of the shoulder to externally rotate that arm bone. Hold and breathe. Press back up onto your hands and knees, round and arch your back. Cats and dogs once more. All the way up, all the way down, 10 times. Okay, then grab that weight or something that you can hold on to that's a little bit heavy. Come to a kneeling position. And I want you to just take that weight out there and then slowly lower it down. Good, so get it up however you want to. And then slowly, so that's an eccentric contraction. The muscle is working while it's shortening. Yeah, at about a 45. Good. And then take it straight out from your shoulder, more like that T out there, keeping the shoulder in a good position and lowering it down. Back to 45. Good, and this time straight out from your shoulder. Good, other side. 45. Just notice, do you have more control with one than the other? Straight out. Working that relationship between the arm bone and the shoulder blade. There's neuromuscular units that are in there that are working on timing. Good, back to in front of you. Slowly lower it down. There's the connection between the rotator cuff out to a 45. And straight out. turn it over, and then lift and lower. Slowly go down. So lift, and then like a 5-second down. Switch sides. Turn it over, bring it up, and awesome. Bend the elbow, externally rotate that arm, keeping the shoulder and the head of the humerus in good alignment. Bring it all the way out, all the way in. And then switch. Awesome. Release. Come down onto your side for an upper spinal floor twist. Stack your hips and knees. Take that arm up with your fingers spread really wide. Allow your body to go over into that rotation. Go slowly to allow those muscles to engage and twist, and then make a fist with that outstretched arm, and then spread your fingers really wide again, and see if you get that upper back to keep changing position a little more. Fists and finger spread, fists wide. And then gently untwist, roll to the other side. Begin to open that up. Use your breathing. Fists, fingers wide. And then slowly untwist and come onto your back. Stretch both legs out straight and take it into a cross crawl. Opposite arm, opposite leg coming up, and then set it down all the way, lift it up, set it down. If you would like to switch at the top for a little bit more demand, you're more than welcome to do that. Switch. More seconds. And bend your knees, gently rock your hips backward and forward, pelvic tilts. And then take it into knee drops, feet slightly wider than your hips. Take both knees to the right, turn your palms down, fingers spread really wide, shoulder blades gently tucked underneath you, and then knees come up over to the other side. This is one of those moves you can do in the morning to loosen up some of the ligaments around the sacrum. If just getting out of bed is challenging, this could help loosen that up a little bit. Just notice, as you go into that internal rotation of the leg bone, we're going external with one and internal with the other. Is it even? Does it feel similar, or does one side feel much tighter than the other? Have a harder time doing that action? And then go back to your pelvic tilts, feet on the floor, rock it backward and forward. And then grab your block, place it between your knees just to give your lower body some stability. And then if you have a second block, grab it. You could use your weight or something else between your hands also. So squeeze at your knees, and then you're just gonna do a little bit of a crunch, but keep your low back with that slight arch. So maintain that, but just take the front ribs and push them down. Imagine that you have a little space between your chin and your chest, and you're gonna curl up just the upper back, rounding the upper back, reaching your arms away from you, and roll it back down. Breathe out, come on up, come down. Inhale to prepare, exhale, ribs go down, curl. Excellent. Now go ahead and set that one down. Keep the squeeze at your knees. Bring your arms out to the side, bend at the elbows, and then squeeze your shoulder blades in toward your spine and get both of the shoulder blades to glide toward the spine and then release. Reverse presses, squeeze, release, squeeze, release. Interlace your fingers, bring your arms over your head, touch the floor, and back up. All the way over, all the way up. 20. Keep the block between your knees. Now go into your adductor press, squeeze and release. 20 squeezes in on that block. Squeeze, release. Wanting the leg bone and the pelvis and the low back just to come into a better position. And then up onto your toes when you've done 20 of those squeezes, up onto your toes and back onto your heels. Rocking chair. 10 times. And then can you take one foot forward and one back? That's brain work. And then go back 10 more together, up on your toes, back on your heels. Okay, into active bridges, all the way up, all the way down, 15. And then roll onto your side. Hold the bottom leg, pull this leg up. So you're going to keep your back relatively stable. Pull the knee into hip flexion and then go knee up high, foot to the floor, external rotation of the hip, and then internal rotation of that hip, ankle high, knee in. Good. And then back to neutral and down. All the way in, flex, then down and up and out. Find that rotation and the other way, neutral, out. 2 more. Good. And then back into hip extension. Watch that your low back isn't what extends too much. So get that leg to go behind you and then pull it in. And out, behind you, and in. Now, one more, keep the leg behind you. Now turn the heel so that it's up and the toes are down. And then I want you to find this muscle, your gluteus medius, right there. I want you to hold that leg up until you feel it like somebody was going to push your leg down, and you have to keep it up there and find this muscle, feel it, that's kind of high in your butt so that it's working to stay there. Take a deep breath. Keep rolling it in. Keep finding that muscle. Everybody got it? You feel it?
Yep.
And release. Good. Switch sides. Hip flexion, and then foot to the floor, knee goes up, then ankle goes up, and then back down. Two more. And then take the leg behind you. Notice that this place in your back stays fairly stable. It's going to extend a little bit, but I don't want it to be the only place. Let the front of that hip go back behind you and then bring it forward and push it back. Some abdominal support. And then take that leg behind you. Roll the toes down, heel up. Find this muscle right in there. Lift the leg behind you, hold it till you find it. Imagine somebody's pushing down on your leg and you have to keep it up there. That medial glute. Internally rotated, holding. Good, it should be getting a little tired. Everybody got it? Find it? Awesome, release. Onto your hands and knees. Take your leg out to the side, then swing it around, cross it behind you, swing it back out wide. So that adductor gets to lengthen, your pelvic floor gets to change position, out, around. And then 10 donkey kicks. Bend the knee, take it straight up. Again, watch that your low back doesn't just go way into extension. So keep some abdominal support, lift that leg up behind you, drop the knee just about to the floor, push it right back up. Second side. Take the leg out wide. Bring it around and back out. And then donkey kicks all the way up
all the way down. And once more around an arch back and down. And explore child's pose. You could go knees wide. Feel how your body is with that position. You take your arms back behind you, let your forehead rest, and completely let your shoulders relax. And take 5 deep breaths. Back out of that, come into a downward facing dog pose. Tuck your toes under, press it up and back. You decide this morning, knees bent, to prioritize your spine. That unhooks that superficial back line of fascia all the way up the back. If it feels okay to work those legs straight, work your heels to the floor, you do that. One at a time is okay. Feel into that. And then come back up to standing. Up onto your toes. One more time. All the way up, all the way down. And then toes out. Feel the femurs rotate in the hip socket. And then feel all the way up underneath your butt as you go up there. And then toes in. Bring the weight to the inside of your feet. All the way up. And then back to straight. Overhead extension, interlace your fingers, flip your hands over, take it up. Letting the shoulder blades press into your middle back. Notice if you can relax your belly without your pelvis falling forward. And then ears back over your shoulders if you can, and look up, letting your head and neck go into that extension. Breathe in and out through your nose. Pull your arms back a little more. Lining up all of your low joints for one more time. And release. Go ahead and find your spot for your meditation. Lie down, sit down, you choose today.
It's a lot of new stuff, Kyra.
New stuff.
New stuff that I get, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is moving a lot of stuff.
Oh
doing a lot of stuff.
New stuff.
I mean, all hips and shoulders, right? Yeah.
Pretty much. Okay, as you come, feel your body making contact with the floor. And begin to give your attention to your breath. Just notice, where's the breath moving in your body today? Can you follow a full inhalation and a full exhalation? And begin to drop back into the experience of being. And notice whatever is arising in this moment. What does aliveness feel like? Some people like a bit of a mantra or a simple om or a thought of an om to let your mind stay with something. When a thought arises, notice, where did it come from? Where is it going? Allow it to just float through the space. Be witness to that feeling, sensation, thought, without identifying with it. Tune into the aspect of yourself that is always calm. And know that whatever's arising is just carrying you through to the next space where you can shine your light. In this calm space, we can ask that if there's healing that needs to happen in your body, in your mind, in your emotions, that be supported by the group. That all of our bodies, all of the cells know how to come into perfect alignment with each other. All of the memory that our body is made up of can utilize the food and all the aspects of movement to bring perfect health to our bodies and our mind and our spirit. Take one more breath. And begin to surface. Get ready for an awesome day. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being on the computer. Thanks so much.
How did Halloween go at the Wong house?